Yeah, I think there are certainly a couple of things that we could easily do. One would be, you know, we've got to put some limits on how much media we absorb. It's completely out of control. One of the studies that we did recently in the States, actually it's the Kaiser Foundation that did this, found that the average child, I think it was between the ages of 8 and 18 perhaps, absorbs about 58 hours a week of media content. Now that's more time that they put into media content than anything else except for sleeping. So you tell me what they're going to grow up being in the image of. You know, it's what they're absorbing from that media. So we've got to, you know, minimize the amount of content that we're absorbing. We've got to choose it more selectively, and we've got to think more carefully about what that content was, because we just tend to take it as the victim of that content. We don't really think very much about it. Now, second thing that I think we need to do is to raise up a lot of media professionals who aren't going to go simply into Christian media, but they're going to invade the secular spheres of media influence. I worked for a few years in Hollywood. It's not a godless environment, but it's close enough. You know?
Another world, right?
Oh my gosh, it was eye-opening. I did this just a few years ago. Took a leave of absence from the Barna Group, went to Hollywood thinking, okay, we got to do the media thing. And oh man, that is a tough world. And it's tough partly because when you'd find another Christian in Hollywood, it was like, oh my gosh, I got another, you know, you know, I mean, it was just, oh, thank you, what a day to celebrate. You know, what can the two of us do against the hordes? You know, it's really difficult. Now, there's no reason why more Christians couldn't be more influential in the media world, except that the church has shied away from it and said, ooh, that's Sin City. We don't want to go there. Excuse me, that's exactly where Jesus went. That's where God sends us.
And it's hard too, you know, it's not an easy call. I mean,
it's a killer.
You're like the voice crying in the wilderness, and you're also beat up many times for your views.
Absolutely.
Right?
I can't tell you how many Christians I've encountered who had been in Hollywood for a while, and they got out because it was just so despicable, so difficult, so unrewarding. You know, and even within the church, they'd tell their friends, yeah, you know, I work for this network, that studio. And say, oh, you know, that's awful. I thought you were a Christian. You know, show me the love. I mean, where is this going to come from?